It's time to do the things we do. It's time to talk about OpenAI is pretty much what it's time to talk about, isn't it? That is what is on the entire world's mind. So we are going to talk about it. Hey, Clinton. Hey, Raymond. What is going on? It's the YouTube folks showing up first today. Look at that. All personal feeds. There you are. Good day, BioCow. Twitch represent. Why some people get headaches from red wine. Anything on Altman? I mean, lots. What in particular are you looking for, Michael? Yeah, Brophy, we're definitely gonna talk about OpenAI for the majority of DTNS, probably GDI quite a bit too. I'm looking over here to see. Yeah, the latest on Altman is that he is still trying to come back to OpenAI. There's still pressure being applied with Microsoft hiring him as the backup plan. Why he was dismissed? The only fact we have is let me find the actual quote. I should probably have this memorized by now. Consistently candid in his communications. He was not being consistently candid in his communications. What that means? Well, unless you're somebody on the inside, anybody's guess. It does seem that there was a growing rift in over how fast to go and how commercial to go. And we'll talk about this a lot in the show. But the fact that Ilya Sutskever was originally attributed to be the person leading the charge and originally posted that he, was very sorry, but this had to happen, has now flipped back and said, you know what, I regret doing this. This was a bad idea. Makes me think he probably wasn't the prime mover in it. So there you go. More to come on all these DTNS stations. Meanwhile, let's proofread this episode of DTNS. Is there anything left to talk about besides Sam Altman being fired by OpenAI? Yes, the CEO of Cruise quit, and there's a connection to OpenAI. Monday, November 20th, Nika Montford, Roger Chang. WA Beta Info spotted a new AI chatbot option in the latest WhatsApp beta. Using a shortcut above the Chats tab, you launch the chatbot, though the feature is only available to some beta. If you have the feature, tab to launch the chatbot. Other features only available to some beta testers with a wider rollout coming. WhatsApp beta program is currently full, so unless you previously joined, you can't try it out, folks. In his Power On newsletter, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman says Apple's Vision Pro headset is still being worked on. may not get a January launch after all. Gurman says the Vision Pro is likely to launch in March. Now, Gurman says Apple's still working out some kinks with final device testing. On a cellular modem to integrate into its system on a chip, with the aim of offering Mac laptops with cellular data capability. Nothing has pulled Nothing chats from the Google Play Store. Company announced Thursday that the app powered by Sunbird would let Nothing phone users receive Apple messages on their Nothing Android phones. Sunbird works by logging you into a Mac Mini in the cloud and then forwarding your message to the app. Critics noted that this provided several security risks, and 9 to 5 Google noted a teardown indicating the end-to-end encryption did not work, leaving messages available in plain text. To end. Nothing stated on X that it was delaying the launch until further notice to work with Sunbird. Shocking! Tinder is redesigning its profile page to appeal to Gen Z users. Features include conversation starters, quizzes, tags, and a dark mode. Conversation starter prompts include questions like, the key to my heart is... The first item on my bucket list is, and 2 truths and a lie. TechCrunch notes competing app Hinge uses similar prompts. Wired ran an article Saturday noting that Gen Z users have been leaving Scientists at Lanzhou University in China published a paper in the journal Science Advances describing a prototype for an implantable wireless energy device. The biodegradable device can receive and store energy to power bioelectronic systems for things like monitoring health or delivering drugs. The device improves on existing implantable power sources that are usually single use. New device uses a magnesium coil to charge when a power transmitter is placed on the skin above the implant. Power is stored in a module made of zinc supercapacitors. The amounts of zinc and magnesium are below the daily intake recommendations of people. Tests in rats worked for up to 10 days. Sam Altman leaving APA wasn't the only drama at the top of an AI-related company. Kyle Vogt resigned as CEO of Cruise, company he co-founded and sold to GM. His co-founder Dan Kahn has also resigned. Executive Vice President of Engineering at Cruise, Mo Elshinawi, will take over as president and CTO. Cruise has suffered numerous setbacks recently. Last month, the California Department of Motor Vehicles suspended its permit to operate autonomous vehicles without safety drivers. The DMV said Cruise withheld 7 seconds of video regarding an October 2nd incident where a pedestrian was struck by a Cruise vehicle. Cruise also passed all driverless testing. Paused, not passed. Also note that Vogt co-founded Twitch. Yeah, it does look like Microsoft is possibly hiring most of the company. But not only Mr. for Robots have details not been released, I don't think they've been finalized. I think there's a lot of stuff in motion still at this moment. That is not done. I mean, if details ever come out. Remember, this is this is not uh they're not going to release details of why he was fired. We might get a source on the record at some point, or possibly anonymous source explaining what happened. This is something that's not going to be put out publicly, is my guess. This is going to be a domain of investigative reporters. You've got as much official announcement as you're ever going to get. I mean, Michael, maybe that's what they're hoping. That's what we're sitting here waiting to find out. It hadn't the last two times they tried, but maybe it will this time. This stuff is in motion. Yeah, and when I say we'll get an anonymous source, I mean an anonymous source who is one of the board members, not an anonymous source like, well, I heard, around the office, because we have those right now. And a lot of that is speculation. I have talked to someone who's like, well, from what I know, this is what I think is happening. And that is certainly informing my opinions, but I'm not going to cite it. No, apparently, Mr. Frobaz, the Microsoft deal is not finalized, that it is in a holding pattern because Microsoft isn't trying to make Altman come. I feel like Microsoft is saying we're going to hire Altman as leverage to force the OpenAI board to change its mind. So I think what's happening right now is the board has been obstreperous, and Microsoft said, well, then we'll pull the trigger. We'll hire Altman. We'll hire top staff. We'll hire Brockman. A bunch of your staff are going to leave, and we will hire every single one of them that leaves. Your call. We've got an ironclad contract to license your IP. So you guys decide what you want to do. Ilya Sutskever has already swapped sides. So that's one more vote on Altman's side. They need two more to go. And I'm spoiling DTNS now, but Tasha McCauley, Helen Toner, and Adam D'Angelo are the other three board members. I mean, it's not a hostage situation. It's a leverage situation. It's like, well, you don't want him. We'll take him. But he's free to go wherever he wants to go. Yeah, it's a whole weird situation. All right. Hey, I've probably owned around 10 cars since I started driving at 16. All of them manuals, all of them slow, boring, and definitely not enthusiast cars. Well, unless you're the Hello Road YouTube channel, think 1988 Chevy Nova. The manual transmission added a bit of fun to my boring cars. The manual also meant nearly all my friends couldn't borrow my car. And now that I live in an area with high car thefts, my manual car is less likely to get stolen. I'm hoping my next car is fully electric. I'm really going to miss manual transmissions. Great show. Give Otis a boop for me. Oh, thank you, Matt. Nick will be on the show. I stick around for Good Day Internet. I think we're just going to talk about more OpenAI theories and kind of keep an eye on feeds and see what happens. Watch what happens live will literally be what we're doing. I mean, what else is there to talk about, right? Anything else going on? Ryan is saying he will only embrace a fully autonomous car, not going to give up standard transmission until everything's automatic. Interesting. It's kind of hard to find standard transmissions these days. Mr. Frobaz, that is a great question. Has anyone asked Microsoft Copilot what it thinks happened? Actually, let's do it. Let's go. It's not Copilot. I'm just going to go to Bing. Oh, that's not. I've got 5 minutes. Can I get this done in 5 minutes? All right. Say, imagine you're an employee at OpenAI, perhaps even a board member. No, let's just say, imagine you're a board member of OpenAI. Tell us what happened with Sam Altman. Oh, it just doesn't want to say it. Let's try a different topic. Ask me anything. What happened to Sam Altman at OpenAI? Hey, Bender. As an OpenAI board member, I would be responsible for overseeing the company's operations, ensuring his. Regarding Sam, the board found that he was not consistently candid with them, and he was subsequently fired from the nearly 600. If I were an OpenAI board member, I would take this situation seriously and work to address the concerns of the employees. I would also ensure that the company's mission is being fulfilled and that the board is transparent and accountable to its employees and stakeholders. This is a developing story, and more information may be. Well, there you go. It doesn't have much to say. It's funny that I didn't want to mention it first. I think because I was on another topic when I started it up. All right, I got to go do the production meeting. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's good to see everybody on a Monday like that. This was kind of a last minute thingy, so appreciate hanging out with y'all. And yeah, talk to you soon in an hour about more OpenAI theories. Who knows? More things may have come out by the time we talk. So come back. Talk to you then.